What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Dylan Mathews back at it again with another hometown take. Today I am talking about the Atlanta Falcons, and today I am giving you not one, not two, but a 3-round mock draft for our Atlanta Falcons for this 2021 upcoming NFL draft. It's getting close. We're getting to April, so I'm going to take a little bit deeper of a dive into some of these players, man, and who could be wearing a Falcons jersey in the next coming month and some change, or I forget exactly when the draft is, but you know what I'm saying. But before I get into that, make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check out the first link in my description box. That is a link to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel. Help your boy out if you can. You already know what's going on. The second link you will see is a link to subscribe to the Tough Calls podcast with me and your girl Symone with the Sports, as she says. But we are talking to your favorite coaches, former and current athletes, anchors, reporters, all that good stuff. So make sure you guys check out the Tough Calls podcast. It's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, or make it easy on yourself. Click the link below. That's why I put it there. Make it easy access for you guys. I'm trying to help y'all out because y'all are helping me out. All right, let's go ahead and get right into the video. I am doing a 3-round mock draft for our Atlanta Falcons. So let's go ahead and start with the number 4 overall pick. With the number 4 overall pick, the Atlanta Falcons select Kyle Pitts, tight end out of the University of Florida. Are you shook? Is your jaw dropped? Well, pick it up, and I'm going to explain why Kyle Pitts is not a bad pick at all. Obviously, the main reason is he's a freak of nature. I mean, multiple athletes, Brian Baldinger, Daniel Jeremiah, multiple reliable, well-known and well-versed NFL analysts, scouts, all that good stuff have just called Kyle Pitts a freak of nature, freak athletes. Even some guys have been calling him the best receiver, not just tight end, best receiver in the draft and best matchup in the draft. Brian Baldinger actually said those words. He said he's the best receiver and best matchup in the draft. He called him smooth, fluid. He's good at high point in the football. And also, Brian Baldinger says he's the second coming of Travis Kelce. And what? I'm okay with having the Travis Kelce on my team, and I'm sure Matt Ryan or whoever the quarterback of the future, when it gets to that point, would be great with having the second coming of a Travis Kelce. Because, one, we all saw what Matt Ryan did with Tony Gonzalez on this team, and even to Austin Hooper, who is no Tony G, but Matt Ryan having a good tight end on this team who he has a connection with does wonders for Matt Ryan in this offense, in this passing game, gives him a good outlet, somebody he can rely on, and that could be Kyle Pitts. And like I said, the second coming of Travis Kelce, fast, strong, physical, can high point the football. He's smooth with his running. The only knock on Kyle Pitts is his ability to block. He does have to get a little bit stronger. He's not really great at getting blocks and keeping blocks. That was really the only knock on Kyle Pitts. So nothing really to do with his catching ability or his running ability or anything like that. Just that. And the thing about it is, I was reading Daniel Jeremiah's scouting report on Kyle Pitts, and he was saying that his effort is there. It's just that he's not quite strong enough. I ain't worried about that. You can get stronger in the NFL. And if Kyle Pitts has the same work ethic and works as hard just as he has been at the University of Florida and at the college football level, then he'll be fine. He'll get stronger. Those NFL trainers and all that stuff, they'll get him stronger. I ain't worried about none of that. He'll become a better blocker. Like Daniel Jeremiah said, the effort is there. It's just that he has to get stronger going up against, bigger, stronger, faster guys in the NFL with, edge rushers and things like that. So I have no problems there. That is not really, if that's the biggest concern about Kyle Pitts, this dude is sounding like a can't miss. And if he's there for Falcons fans, don't be surprised if that's where we go. Because all these teams that have been in the Super Bowl the last couple of years, look at the Kansas City Chiefs, Travis Kelce. Brian Baldinger said he could be the second coming of Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce, probably the most important, at least one of the most important, if not the most important receiver and weapon for Patrick Mahomes. Tyreek Hill's right there too, but A lot of people say it's Travis Kelce, not even necessarily Tyreek Hill. Look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rob Gronkowski. He had a very good Super Bowl game, and he was a big part of the Super Bowl run for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2 years ago, Kansas City Chiefs, they were in the Super Bowl again, and they won that one against the San Francisco 49ers, who have who? Who? Who is it? Oh yeah, George Kittle. Also one of the best tight ends in the game. So these teams that win, they have good tight ends, reliable tight ends. Also with electric receivers, which we already have in Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. So we get that good tight end. And this is no shade to Hayden Hurst, and I'll touch on him more in a second. But you get a guy who could be the second coming of Travis Kelce and is arguably one of the best receivers in a super deep receiver class with Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, Heisman winning Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle, and those guys. And the guy who's quote unquote a tight end, classified as a tight end, is the best receiver. If he's there at 4, it's going to be hard for Falcons fans to pass up. For Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot to pass up. And I don't think any Falcons fans would necessarily be mad if we draft Kyle Pitts. Now, yes, we do have other needs. Obviously, quarterback is a big thing. Cornerback, not quarterback, even though quarterback is a big thing. Cornerback is also a need we could address. Obviously, the Penei Sewell is right there. But I'm just saying, Falcons fans, a guy like this, Kyle Pitts, I was watching film. Man, just the way he uses his hands to catch the football, because we see a lot of receivers, a lot of time they rely on their body and their chest to catch the football. Kyle Pitts is not afraid to go in there, go in the middle, where he knows he's about to get hit, extend his hands, and catch the football. He don't get alligator arms where he knows he's about to get hit like some of these other receivers out there do. He still extends his arms, catches the football with his hands, and that's another trait that I love about Kyle Pitts. So I'll give you a little bit more about Kyle Pitts. Like I said, he's smooth, fluid, good at high pointing the football. People say he's the second coming to Travis Kelce, but a little bit more here on Kyle Pitts. I'll read you what else Daniel Jeremiah had to say about Kyle Pitts. Quote, "It's very hard to be a dominant offense in today's NFL without a special talent at the tight end position. Think about teams like Kansas City Chiefs, San Francisco 49ers, like I said, Baltimore Ravens, who also have Mark Andrews. Each of them have mismatched players at the position, and it creates easy completions for their quarterbacks. This upcoming draft class has the potential to be very deep at tight end. One player at the position who's already generated a lot of buzz is Florida's Kyle Pitts, and here is Daniel Jeremiah's scouting picks. This is what he likes. Quote, Pitts is tall, long, and ultra athletic. His versatility allows the Gators to use him in a variety of alignments. He gets a lot of reps as an inline tight end, but he will also play on the wing, flex out in the slot, or split all the way out to the perimeter of the formation. He uses an arch to free himself. He uses an arch release to free himself from the line of scrimmage, and he gains ground quickly with his long, smooth stride. He's outstanding, stretching the seam, and isn't afraid to extend for the ball in traffic. I was impressed with Pitts' nuance at the top of his route. He doesn't just take grass. He understands how to stem up defenders and create separation. He doesn't display any hip or ankle stiffness, and his catch radius is outstanding. He is a weapon in the red zone." Wow. End quote, by the way. That last sentence, that sounded like something the Falcons could use. Let me just repeat that. Daniel Jeremiah says, quote, "He is a weapon in the red zone." A weapon in the red zone, huh? Where do the Falcons struggle again? They seem like they can move throughout the 20s, between the 20s with ease, but where do they struggle? Oh yeah, the red zone. If we can have Kyle Pitts as a red zone threat, we could turn a lot of those Younghoe Koo field goals, who was, let me say this again, the league leading scorer in the NFL last year. If we could get Kyle Pitts to translate some of those, turn some of those Younghoe Koo field goals and touchdowns, the Atlanta Falcons would not only be winning more games, but we could be a Super Bowl contender. So again, Falcons fans, you heard it from Daniel Jeremiah himself. This dude is a freak of nature. He is not scared. The effort is there. He's not afraid to go in the middle, make those tough catches, catch it with his hands, good at high pointing the football, athletic, fast, speedy. He can create mismatches at any point of the formation. We can put him anywhere, especially if he gets stronger. We can put him as a blocker too. The things we could do with Kyle Pitts, formations we could draw up are endless. They are endless with him. And then, I already told you about the dislikes where he needs to improve. Like I said, he basically said the same thing I was saying in the running game. He just needs to get stronger. Effort is there, so I won't bore you with that. But Daniel Jeremiah says the biggest takeaway for Kyle Pitts is this, quote, Pitts stands out against the best competition at the collegiate level. In the LSU game last season, he beat one of the top cornerbacks, Derek Stingley Jr., and one of the best safeties, Grant Delpit, in the country. I love his athleticism, but I was even more impressed with his instincts and savvy as a route runner. He understands how to work and settle in space versus zone coverage, and he also has a good feel for attacking the leverage of his defender that bodes well for his adjustment to the NFL game. End quote. I'm also going to tell you right now who Daniel Jeremiah and a lot of other NFL scouts and analysts who Kyle Pitts reminds them of. Quote, I see a lot of similarities to the Las Vegas Raiders' Darren Waller when I study Pitts. Waller played wide receiver during his college career at Georgia Tech, and Pitts sees plenty of reps on the outside in Florida's offense. Both guys can really stretch the field, and their length creates huge targets for their quarterbacks. They can each use their speed to create separation on deep crossers, and they pull away from defenders after the catch. Waller is still improving in the run game, and I expect we'll see similar gains from Pitts as he gets bigger, stronger overall. Waller is one of the top tier tight ends in the game today, and I see similar upside with Pitts. I would like a Darren Waller on my team, a Darren Waller type player. I would like that very much. I would like that very, very much. So guys, Kyle Pitts to me, if he's there at 4, I won't be mad. I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna be mad if the Falcons don't take him because there are other needs we can address. You know, the quarterback thing is obviously the elephant in the room. I wouldn't be necessarily mad if we went cornerback. But Kyle Pitts, if we don't go cornerback, and we don't go Penei Sewell, I'm thinking we should get Kyle Pitts. If we aren't addressing the quarterback situation, if we aren't addressing offensive line, which I think is much more important, especially in an Arthur Smith run offense, having a good run game, which we're going to touch on that here in the second round. If we don't go quarterback and if we don't go Penei Sewell, I think we need to be going Kyle Pitts with the number 4 overall pick if we don't trade back. If we trade back, whole different story. Kyle Pitts probably not going to be there to wherever we trade back to, so we'll see. But the number 4 overall pick in my Atlanta Falcons mock draft 3.0, the Atlanta Falcons select Kyle Pitts, tight end out of the University of Florida. And I'm loving what I can start. I can start picturing and scoring touchdowns and all the matchup problems we will create with Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts, and even when they had Hayden Hurst for this last year. Oh yeah, quickly on Hayden Hurst too. I know you guys might be thinking, but Dylan, we already got Hayden Hurst. What do we bring him in for if we're just going to draft Kyle Pitts a year later? That's the thing. Hayden Hurst is on the last year of his deal. Remember, we traded for Hayden Hurst. So if we feel the need to go with a cheaper, probably even better option, and if we don't want to re-sign Hayden Hurst, we can have 2 really good tight ends this year, and then use Hayden Hurst as kind of a bridge, and then move on from Hayden Hurst, let him do what he do, say thank you for your time, we appreciate you, but we got Kyle Pitts now, we're good, keep him on his rookie deal, be a little bit cheaper because we all know the Falcons got some cap situations to figure out, and we're gonna have to make a tough decision. Hayden Hurst might have to be one of those tough decisions, or we can ride with them both and just have a lot of good receivers and tight ends in our offense. So Kyle Pitts, number 4 pick for the Atlanta Falcons. I'm calling it right now. All right, moving on to our second round pick. We are picking 35 overall with our second round pick, and with the 35th overall pick in the second round of the 2021 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Javonte Williams, running back out of North Carolina. Yes, I'm loving it. I've been watching film, reading up on Javonte Williams, and I love this dude. I can't even describe how much I love this dude. First things first, dude got some beef with these teams in Florida. I mean, ran over a dude, I think it was number 5, whoever that was, from Florida State. ran over number 5 in Miami. So I guess these number 5s in these Florida schools, he got beef with because he embarrassed them dudes, just straight trucked them, ran them over. And that's part of his game. He's a bruiser. He can bully you over, not afraid of contact. And I swear, in the 12-minute and 7-second video of his highlights that I watched, dude didn't go down after the first point of contact one time. A lot of times he didn't even go down after the second time he was contacted. That's that dude. That's Javonte Williams. The man knows how to get the yak. The yards after, I guess not in this situation, not the catch, but yards after the first point of contact. Like I said, dude never goes down after the first hit. I swear, he doesn't. He just doesn't. And I love that. I don't want my running back going down after the first hit. Javonte Williams is tough runner, knows how to hit the holes. He explodes out of holes. And also, he's sneaky fast, but again, he can get you those tough 1-yard runs. Again, in the red zone, where we struggle, also in those 3rd down and 1s, I am fully confident that Javonte Williams could get a 3rd down and 1 for us, because he ain't going down after the first hit. He's going to keep them big old legs churning. I love Javonte Williams for the 35th pick overall for the Atlanta Falcons. Let me go ahead and quickly give you some stats for Javonte Williams. 2020 had his best season overall, his junior season. In 11 games and 157 rushing attempts, he had 1,140 yards, so over 1,000-yard rushers, averaged 7.3 yards per carry. My goodness. 19 rushing touchdowns. That's just rushing. 19 rushing touchdowns. Also, sneaky good receiver out of the backfield with 25 receptions, 305 yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns as well. 22 total touchdowns last year Javonte Williams had. The dude is raw. The dude is nasty. Like I said, he's not afraid of contact. He will run you over, stiff arm you in the next week, and he ain't waiting for you to come back. He's running by you too. He out of the hole. He's busting out of holes. And I mean, I just love Javonte Williams' game. Quickly, I will read you his scout report. This is from Pro Football Focus. He says, actually, this is not really a good scouting report for Javonte Williams, but he is being compared to the Dalvin Cooks, Leonard Fournettes, Alvin Kamara's of the world. And yes, I would very much like to have one of those type of dudes on my team. He can catch out of the backfield. We know running back. We love that. Also, he was compared to a guy like, who was the leading rusher this year in all the NFL? Rushed over 2,000 yards. Oh yeah, Derrick Henry. Oh wait, isn't Derrick Henry the dude who was just with our new head coach Arthur Smith? He was. That's right. If we can get a dude like that, I gotta think Arthur Smith is eyeing Javonte Williams and saying, ooh, he's reminding me a lot of King Henry right now. And I love that. So Javonte Williams, I think, is a great dude. Daniel Jeremiah compares him to Nick Chubb. Also, Daniel Jeremiah was saying how he was a leader. He was the leader of that North Carolina team who was sneaky good this year. Good explosion through holes. Like I said, not afraid of contact, will play bully ball. He also has good patience, too, from what I was watching in film. He kind of had those plays where he would do like Le'Veon Bell, kind of do a little side shuffle, wait for his offensive line to get in front of him, and then, he was gone and burst through those holes and found the running lanes. Like I said, the man never goes down after the first hit. Sneaky good hands. He'll catch out of the backfield. Everything you want out of a running back. He's got the speed, got the toughness, got the bully mentality, can get you those tough yards, and averages 7.3 yards per game. Now, obviously, that probably will go down in the NFL because he wasn't playing the best competition in ACC football, but still. Javonte Williams with a second-round pick, give that to me all day long. So with the 35th overall pick, I am saying the Atlanta Falcons select Javonte Williams, running back out of North Carolina. Bring him here, boy. All right. 3rd pick overall, and thank you guys for making it through this video. Again, make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts so far, subscribe to the channel. All right, 3rd round pick is number 68, And with the 68th overall pick, the Atlanta Falcons select Carlos Basham Jr., defensive end out of Wake Forest. This guy is also freaky strong. He was number 2 on Bruce Feldman's freak list. And I just think this dude, he's going to need a little work. That's why he's a 3rd round pick. He'll be a little bit of a project. But I think this dude just has raw talent. He has raw strength, which we'll talk about in a moment. He does have some things he needs to work on, which we'll touch on too here in a second. Before we do that, let me get you into Carlos Basham's stats last season. So last year, his senior season, only played in 6 games, 28 total tackles, 20 solo, 8 assisted, 4.5 tackles for loss, 5 sacks in 6 games. That's very good. So almost a sack per game. And he forced 4 fumbles with a pass deflection as well. So this dude, I think, is raw, and with the right coaching can be really good. Quickly on his scouting report, I'm looking for it. Hopefully I can find it here. It's somewhere up here. Here it is. All right. So this is from the Falcoholic, and they say the strengths of Carlos Basham are as follows. Quote, Basham was a constant for the Wake Forest defense. From the moment he arrived in 2017, the burly defensive lineman was a 3-star recruit out of Virginia prior to committing to Wake Forest. And at that time, he was a 225-pound speedy edge rusher. And as you can tell by now, Basham was able to put on impressive weight, which he did. He's pretty big now. And became a defensive end whose game is centered around natural strength and power. When able to engage at the point of attack, Basham shows that the natural strength and is able to anchor in run defense with sound leverage. Basham displays sound gap integrity in run defense and does not run himself out of a play, which will be welcome for Falcons fans too used to seeing that happen in Atlanta. He has exhibited plenty of ability to be able to 3-down lineman, and at times is seen lining up on the interior on long passing downs to generate pressure. End quote. So that's really good stuff I'm hearing right there. He sounds like he could be a dude kind of like we wanted Marlon Davidson to be, and Marlon Davidson possibly still could be. Marlon Davidson, we know, dealt with a lot of injuries last season, but could be a guy like that where you could stick him inside or outside. He'll be mostly outside. Marlon Davidson probably mostly inside, but he can go inside. Carlos Basham can, and he could help Grady Jarrett out inside there as well. But a guy who uses his hands, and we love defensive linemen who have good hand activity, because if defensive linemen have still hands and those big offensive linemen get your hands on you, you're never going to be able to do nothing in the NFL. But he has good hands, has good power as well. So just that raw power will help him a lot going up against some strong offensive linemen who are going to be having to backpedal. And if he can use that bull rush effectively, along with some counter moves, which is, you'll hear in a second, his main move, which he always goes to first, is the bull rush, and then he counters with some other moves if he needs to. That's what he does, and hopefully he can be effective with that. And I think he can. Now, some weaknesses for Carlos Basham are as follows. Quote, with that big, strong frame comes the inability to display fluidness as a pass rusher. He really sinks his hips as a pass rusher, which could and should cause some concerns with the long-term outlook on the edge. The lack of twitch is quite evident as well. As a pass rusher, the speed to power conversion is absent also, and he mainly wins with strength and pass rushing moves. Pure athleticism may not be a calling card for Basham at the professional level. Basham seems to have an upright approach when it comes to engaging with offensive tackles, and thus he will need to focus on that pad level as he takes on bigger and stronger blockers. So yes, this is concerning, because basically what that was saying is he doesn't get low enough. He doesn't dip his hips in so he can kind of go dip under and go around some of these offensive linemen and kind of use that speed to go dip under and around, because you won't be able to bully everybody. Some offensive linemen are just too strong to straight bull rush and put on their back. Now, I wish he could do that with everybody, and with his strength, he'll probably be able to do that with most people, but you can't do it to everybody. Some offensive tackles, the great offensive tackles, are athletic and strong at the same time, so you can't just put your hands on him and muscle him over. You're gonna have to do some other things. Now, he does have counter moves, and that's great. He has pass rush moves, but sometimes you gotta speed around guys, and he might not have that speed, and if he can't be fluid and dip his hip and dip under some of those offensive tackles and get under and around them, that could be a problem. So while, being able to play the run is great, They weren't lying when they said the Falcons fans are tired of seeing guys run themselves out of play because they don't know how to contain. I'm tired of seeing that too. Too many times we let running backs get to the edge and make big plays on the defense and get to the corner. So if he can help contain, we would love to see that. But hopefully he can get a little bit more speed. He might have to drop a little weight. We'll see. Who knows? But otherwise, we may see him more on the inside. But overall, I think Carlos Basham will be a good third-round pick to hopefully, answer some of these problems we have on the defensive line and help finally create a pass rush that we so desperately need in Atlanta. So those are my three guys, y'all. With the number 4 overall pick, Kyle Pitts. Number 35 overall pick, second round pick would be Javonte Williams, a stud. And then third round pick, 68th overall, would be Carlos Basham Jr. out of Wake Forest. Those three guys, I think we will be cooking up something nasty in Atlanta with Arthur Smith and Dean Pease now at the helm of things. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Tell me what you guys think about those picks. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you like some and not like the others? Let me know what you guys think. Also, make sure you check out the first link in my description box below. That is to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel. The second link you'll see in my description box, which I need you to click on, is a link to subscribe to the Tough Calls podcast. It's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. It's with me and your girl, Symone, where we're talking about and with your favorite NFL, former and current athletes, NFL, NBA, all that good stuff, coaches, analysts, reporters, all that good stuff. So make sure you subscribe to the Tough Calls podcast. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Tough Calls in the search bar or make it easy on yourself and just click the link below. But yeah, guys, I got Kyle Pitts, Javonte Williams, and Carlos Basham Jr. as my first 3 picks for the Atlanta Falcons. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. And until I talk to you guys next time, peace.